Hello, Legion. This is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more of The Long Dark in our Luminance Fugue series. Episode 2 of Season 1 of The Long Dark. I'm going to put some food away here. Specifically, this food. Okay, now that should be it for Jeremiah's little quest. Let's check really quick. Yep. So there's all that. So what we can do now is step back inside, cook the rest of the meat, and then eat some stuff as well, because we need to. And then we need to rest. Need to recover some condition and all that. So let's go ahead and cook the last of this. We've got a permanent fire here, which is nice. Alright, and with that being done, let's chow down. Actually, I think I will eat first, or drink first. And now restore some calories with this. Okie dokie. We picked up a bunch of flares too. More flares than we need, honestly. So that's another thing we'll have to keep an eye on. But before I do anything else, let's go ahead and sleep here. Looks like we need to sleep for about 11 hours. We're going to wake up a little bit thirsty. Maybe right on the threshold. Sprains are going away. That's good. Cannot believe we avoided that wolf in the last episode. That was ridiculous. Alright, I'm going to need to make some more water before I leave. And also, let's go ahead and eat another one of these, because I can. That'll free up some weight. Now, of course, making water will do away with the weight problem. Hey, the Aurora's going right now. Which means... Oh, did I leave the flashlight at the, I think I left the flashlight at the Mystery Lake place. That's right, I did. At the camp office. Let's go ahead and cook these prepared rose hips. Got a little bit of water to do it with. I've got all those teas, that's nice. Alright, now we do need some more potable water. So why not go ahead and melt 0.8 gallons of snow. We need to pass some time anyway, so let's do a larger than normal amount of water to begin here, and then we'll see what other missions Jeremiah has for us. Boil, and then we'll cook that coffee. Okay, looks like we have some more prepared rose hips too, so I'll go ahead and make this into tea. Interesting. Wouldn't it show multiple items on the list? Or is this a bug? Yeah, this seems like a bug. Because right now, how many prepared rose hips do I have? Just the one. Can you maybe use them multiple times? Is that multiple times? Is that what it is? Let's try this. This might be glitched. Because I feel like I might be getting infinite teas at the moment. Okay, there. That's better. Alright, I need to go ahead and drink some of these teas, to be honest. So let's do that. I'll drink one of the hot ones. That'll help me warm up. I know the treatment didn't do anything. I didn't need it to do anything. I just needed the calories. And a little bit of weight saved. Okay, Jeremiah, what you got for me? Trust. Yeah, we've already talked about all this stuff. So, no, not trust. Let's go ahead and go for it. More. Go back. Put that away. Story. Survival school. I really don't have time for this right now. Look, you don't have a choice, pal. I've got this far without you, Trapper. Not without a blood-hungry bear on your ass. Not with a blood-hungry bear on your ass. You haven't. Trust me, Mackenzie, you really want to find your friend. There's miles of wilderness. Okay, no, we've already had this dialogue. All right, survival lessons. Okay. Clothing. What do I need to know about clothing? It's damn cold out there, right? What you wear might make the difference between life and death. I'm listening. Wind or wet will kill you if you let it. Wear wind-blocking clothes in your outside layer if you can, and use natural shelter whenever possible. Wind will drop your core temperature quickly, and before you know it, you'll have hypothermia or worse. What about wetness? That one's obvious. You get wet from snowfall, falling through the ice, whatever. In these winters, you'll get frostbite in no time. Wear waterproof clothing if you can, especially on your feet. If your clothes get wet, dry them out by a fire. That it? Almost. Think about carrying weight. The heavier your clothing, the less food and other supplies you can carry without getting tired. And remember, you want some tough layers to protect you from falls and animals, especially these days. It all makes sense. Great. Remember, though, it's not enough to have good gear if you don't take care of it. Needle and thread are your friends. Keep your clothing in good shape. It'll take care of you. Sacrifice any shitty gear you find to keep your better gear in action. Got it. Good. Now prove it. Take this old park of mine. There's an old lookout tower just off the railway. Usually some Forestry Service gear in there. Use their supplies to repair my old parka. So that's where I literally just was, dude. I'm telling you, I understand about taking care of gear. The only way to do it is to do it, Mackenzie. Now get out of there. Yes. I'll be back with the damn coat. Good as new. That's the spirit. All right, so if I'm not mistaken... Okay, yeah, the cured black bear hide is the hide that's sitting up there. Damn. This thing's heavy, too. Son of a... I'll tell you what, here's what we're going to do. Do I have to carry it with me? Because can't I just pick up the cured black bear hide and bring it back? I'm going to drop this. I'm going to leave it here and then come back for it. Why wouldn't I do that? All right, we've still got some wood on us that's weighing us down a little bit. This is from being up there, actually. It's the height of irony. Let's go ahead and drink this, just to get a little bit of an energy boost since we've been up for a bit at the beginning of the day here. And then we are carrying these extra flares. Let's drop those. Okay, now we can move freely. Let's get going. Kind of annoying we have to go back to that spot. If I had known... Whoa, hello. Crappy weather. Hang on. Alright, so there's a supply cache. There's the Forest Stalker supply cache. I don't think we've been to that one yet. And there's the Forestry Lookout. Doesn't look like anything else is marked on our map. Lake Gunshots. Yeah, we have to check that out at some point. Let's all right, let's head back to the tower. I mean, I know it's I'm annoyed right now the fact that we're doing this back and forth. I didn't know that the next quest was going to send me to that tower. So if you're watching going, ah, that's kind of frustrating. Believe me, I'm right there with you. But we're going to do it just to get it out of the way. Because we're going to have to do it at some point, so I may as well go back now. Not the best weather. And there could still be wolves up here, but we are not carrying anything that's going to attract them as much now at this point. You have to have a lot of cooked meat on you in order to attract predators. Raw meat, you don't need nearly as much. That will give off quite a scent, as you can imagine. Cooked meat, however, you need to be carrying a lot in order for it to start drawing in any attention. Start to see a little daylight flooding through the fog, so hopefully the fog's going to start peeling back. Actually, yeah, I can see it peeling back right now. Good. Weather getting better. That's what I like to see. Alright, so there's something dead nearby. I can hear the crows. Or maybe it's not peeling back. Maybe I was just moving towards that fog. But it seemed like it was peeling back faster than I was moving, so maybe I was just being a little bit too optimistic. Alright, there could be wolves around here. I need to be careful. Hold that thought. Let me tell you something. If I get up to the top of this lookout, and I find out that I have to have taken the black bear coat with me in order to repair it up there, I'm not going to be a happy camper. I'm just telling you that right now. What we'll do if that happens is I'll just go and do some of the other side quests, and we'll come back and do this later. Because that'll mean a third trip back and forth. So I'm really hoping that doesn't happen. I was tired of walking around encumbered. Okay, I think I'm on the edge of the walkway here. I just need to go around a little farther. I think that's what I'm looking at. Or maybe not. Maybe that was just a... Okay, where am I? Really thought I was there, but now I'm turned around. Need a landmark, game. Give me a landmark. Any landmark at all, please. Or maybe a little bit less fog. That would also be satisfactory. See, I could pull up the map, but the map doesn't have any kind of GPS locator on it. No way to actually show me where I am, which is the long dark for you. So, I mean, my instinct is to be like, where am I on the map right now? Because we have this whole world map that you wouldn't normally have unless you were charcoaling the crap out of the map in sandbox mode, which if you've been watching my sandbox play, you know that I'm not very keen on. Old habits die hard, and I've been playing the Long Dark since long before charcoal maps were a thing. But this map is not charcoal. It's just a map, like that. Well, it is charcoal, but you can see the whole thing, is the point. Trying to get up to high ground so I can see where the heck I need to go. Because I think I'm close. Because those rocks remind me of rocks. You are kidding me. The number of sprains I've gotten in just the past little while playing the Long Dark in either mode is insane. That's rosehip tea for the other one. The number of sprains is just way off the map. More than I've ever gotten. Yeah. Okay. Hey, look, more deer. Okay, so we need to get up there, I think. Yeah, we're almost there. I don't think that's the actual... I think the lookout is up that direction, but we're moving towards it. Thankfully. Okay, yep, that's the walkway right there. All right, cross your fingers. I'm a little apprehensive about the fact that I left that bearskin coat behind. We've been able to get here a lot faster because we weren't carrying the extra 11 pounds. It's the equivalent of carrying a mountaineering rope around. But... And you know what? You know what I just realized? I think... Yeah, I left... Finally, double checking is doing me some kind of good. I left the bedroll at Jeremiah's. So... But it's fine. We have to go back there anyway. Need to remember to pick it up when I leave. It's the first time I've left it in God knows how long. I've been double checking like crazy, talking about it nonstop in both series, I know, but first time I've actually left it. I wonder how many of you commented that I left the bedroll before you got this far in the video to realize that I realized it. And thus, the comments are not necessary. All right, let's see if here's the moment of truth. Let's see what we can do without this bearskin. Hello, crows. Okay. All right, so we got that. Good. Now that's what I needed. I can go back and cure that hide. Let's tell you what. Let's go ahead and do it. I don't need to stay up here. I know where I am now. Fog's getting a little worse. Or is it? Maybe I'm just up high. That's probably it. Okay. Wait a minute. Where'd the walkway go? Oh, okay. It curves back down this way. I gotcha. Hello, dear. Alright, now the question is... Okay, I know where I am. You gonna run right by me? Yeah, you are. Alright, we're going to go the vanilla way, if you will, back to Jeremiah. We could technically pick the flashlight up at the camp office if we really wanted to. I'm not going to, but we could. We're already a little bit weighed down because the bearskin is heavy. Actually, no, we won't go the vanilla way. I'm going to cut through to the right here in a second, but the tracks definitely do help me get my bearings. And then this will be the completion of his survival school quests, and then we can do some side quests and see what else Jeremiah has for us. This might be the end of my interaction with Jeremiah in general. I don't know. But I feel like we have to kill the bear as part of the end of that story, so we'll see how it goes. Definitely some side quests to do. Tackle those next. I have to say, it is a little weird right now. Like, I'm enjoying the story mode, but not as much as I do sandbox mode. The feeling of being assigned these tasks by the game, rather than doing them organically out of a need to survive, that is being, driven by the conditions and the scarcity of food and resources and shelter is not just saying this objectively. I don't mean it in a complaining way, but it's not as engaging to me. Not trying to be a Debbie Downer at all. But it's just as someone who's played the Long Dark sandbox mode for so long, I imagine this experience might be a little bit different to someone who's new to the game, but to me it feels very much kind of like a tutorial. And maybe it's intended to be that. It's intended to give you that experience. But for me it's just like, don't need a tutorial, thanks. So it kind of makes me wonder, like, could Jeremiah's survival school stuff be skipped? If it's not skippable now, could they make it skippable? Could they add an option when you play the second episode to turn off survival school? To say, I'm familiar with the Long Dark and don't need to be told how to play? I mean, a lot of games have that option, right? For their tutorial. You get to say, hey, I don't want to play the tutorial, I just want to play the game because I know how to play the game. Because the survival school is very much a kind of, hey, go do these things and that way you'll be a better Long Dark player. I have repaired more than one animal coat in my time. Killed and harvested more than one deer, etc. So it's just like, eh. I am interested to do the side quests a little bit more. But even those, because they're directed actions, it's different. And maybe this is just the general attitude. You guys let me know in the comments. We could have a nice discussion about it. But maybe it's just the general attitude of a seasoned sandbox player. And when I say seasoned, there are players much more seasoned than me. Much more seasoned. Some of you might be surprised at how few hours I have in the Long Dark. The vast majority of my play in the Long Dark has been the content I've recorded for YouTube. I probably had about 100 hours before then, when I first downloaded the game and I was loving it, and then I started recording for it. But so there are players that have literally thousands of hours more than I do. But I think once you have a couple hours, 100 hours gameplay, especially if you are playing for YouTube and you're recording, I think you reach a certain point of comfort with the game, regardless of who you are. And you just get used to a certain way of playing it. So maybe this is just a typical sandbox player talking, because that's what I'm used to. But as I go around, pursuing all these objectives, like these things here, it's just... some part of it does not feel as compelling to me as the sandbox experience does. Overall, I remain and this, what I'm talking about right now, has not diminished my opinion of the Long Dark as an overall experience whatsoever. It's one of my favorite games of all time, period. But I have been saying that since before story mode existed, speaking from the perspective of sandbox mode. And I think that is, at this point anyway, my judgment is that is still where the game shines. And I think other people share that view to a certain extent. But we will have to see how story mode continues to develop. Okay, so here's this. There's the bearskin coat. Yeah, I know it's too heavy. Relax, dude. Alright, let's go ahead and repair this bad boy. Not harvest it. Piss off Jeremiah. Repaired. And story. Got your coat. Good as new. Good enough, anyway. Alright, so... let's see if there's anything more. Let's talk about some survival skills. What do you want to tackle? Harvestable plants. Seems if you have your way, I'll never be a vegetarian out here. I'm sure it's no coincidence that most of the animals out here are made of meat, Mackenzie. Aren't there any plants I can eat? Yeah, well, most of the year you can subsist mainly on plants you can harvest. Berries, nuts, mushrooms, but not much grows in winter. There must be something. Definitely. Cattails. They don't taste like much, but they'll keep you from starving. You'll find them near water. Reishi mushrooms, they grow on tree stumps, so you can make a tea out of them. Good natural antibiotic. Rose hips, they look like little red berries, also good in a kind of tea. Great for treating pain. Old man's beard moss, you'll see it hanging from trees. You can wrap it in a bandage and use it to prevent bites from getting infected. Learn to identify each of these because they could save your life, Mackenzie. You ready to give it a shot? Sure. Yeah, I'm ready. Then go to it, oh mighty killer of fuzzy animals. So what do we have to do? What do we have to do? Alright, so we have to just get 8 reishi mushrooms, 8 old man's beard, 8 rosehip, and 4 cattail stalks. So we'll do that in the next episode. I will go ahead and stop this one here after I take a quick nap just to pass a little bit of time. But in the next one, we're going to tackle that stuff and then maybe look into some side quests because that looks like the last of the survival school stuff that Jeremiah has for us. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. New episodes are going to be coming out every day at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Don't forget, like I mentioned in the last episode, if you are watching this live, the series will be taking a break after episode 20. I'm just doing that because I'm going out of town for a bit and I won't be able to record out all of that content on top of the other stuff that I do for my normal 12 p.m. and 6 p.m. slots. So this is how I'm managing it so I don't have to affect the schedule in some other way. So again, that's what we'll be doing after episode 20. Just taking a brief break and then I'll come back and finish episode 2 once I am more able. Again, thanks for watching. Comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think and I'll see you next time.